Today on Judge Porter.
But they have a reputation in the neighborhood for being rowdy, disruptive, they throw parties. The whole neighborhood complains about them all the time.
You've heard the testimony of Mr. Hankerson. You've heard the testimony of your mom. I need y'all to tell me what happened.
I'm the one that disciplines my children, and they did nothing. I disciplined them.
All rise. The court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Porter will be presiding.
Everyone, please be seated. Thank you so much. Officer Santos, good morning, sir.
Your Honor, how you doing? Happy day.
I'm hanging in there, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, man, just glad to be in the right case today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. We're here for case number 3925, Kevin Hankerson versus Larissa Lamont. Can you please come to the podium? Mr. Hankerson, good morning.
Good morning,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Lamont, good morning. I see you brought your attorney team with you.
Absolutely. Good morning.
Okay. Mr. Hankerson, it shows here that you are suing Ms. Lamont for $30,000 in damages. Am I reading this correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lamont, it shows here that you are filing a countersuit for $5,000 to cover court costs.
Absolutely.
Okay. Mr. Hankerson, we're going to start with you. What's going on here?
Your Honor, this is my neighbor. And
Neighbor as in like next door neighbor?
As in exactly next door neighbor, yes.
Okay, continue.
And I'm not trying to be unkind, but she does not have a grip on her children. They run wild. They often run onto my property. We have spoken about this numerous times. I've talked to the children directly. I've asked them respectfully to respect my property lines and my property. And that has gone ignored. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I'm semi-retired, and what I do for a living now is I restore vintage cars and resell them for a profit, and that's how I make my living. So I have been working on a beautiful 67 Mustang convertible. On a Saturday, I was out working on the vehicle. It was a nice day. The kids were playing in their yard. They were kicking a soccer ball around. I got a phone call, which I decided to take inside for some privacy. I went inside. I was on the phone maybe half an hour. And when I came back out, Your Honor, there were two dings in the driver's side door of this cherry 67 Mustang convertible that were clearly put there by a soccer ball.
How do you know it was a soccer ball that caused a ding?
It was just the perfect size, and they were playing in their yard right in front of my car, and I know beyond a doubt that they kicked that ball not once, at least twice, into my car and did significant damage. Now, I could easily, this is a very conservative estimate, I could get $30,000 for that car. I can probably get $50,000.
We're talking about a 1967 Mustang convertible.
Yes.
If you do excellent job at vintage work, like you say, yeah, it's definitely going to cost more than that.
Absolutely, and this is untouched. There's no body work on this car. It is quite a find. And now it's damaged, and the best I can do is sell it.
Well, I'm just curious, what
repaired.
work were you doing to the car?
I was restoring the engine. I was restoring the interior. I try and keep everything as original as I possibly can.
So the exterior of the vehicle was already completed, the paint?
Yes.
And the body work?
It was the original paint.
It was original paint?
It was original paint. That is
Okay.
extremely rare among car collectors.
Okay, but here's where I'm confused at. You said that there were two dings? Yes. You said two dings?
Yes.
And you said it was caused by a ball,
Yes.
soccer ball.
Yes, a soccer ball. It's
That
clearly
you
their
said
soccer
fit
ball.
perfectly into this?
Yeah, that perfect size of where a ball would hit. And they kicked it hard, too, because that's not
my
easy
question
to do.
is, here's where I'm concerned. How did you know that it was the ball that they were using? What ball? Let me try this way. What ball did you use to say that this ding was caused by a soccer ball?
Your Honor,
Was it their ball?
It was clearly their ball.
No. I'm asking you, did the ball that you used, was it their ball? Or did you find another ball?
I didn't like hold the ball up to the ding. You can just eyeball it and see immediately that this looks like the kind of ding a soccer ball would make.
Use a ball to gauge what caused the actual dent?
No, Your Honor, I did not. I did not need to be honest.
All right, Miss Lamont, ma'am, were you there when this incident? Well, he says that your children run around wildly. Is that what you said?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Is there any truth to that statement?
Absolutely not. I was present. I was on the porch as my children played in our yard, and they don't even own a soccer ball. I don't own a soccer ball. So I don't know what he's talking about. And
there's no fence separating the properties, correct?
No.
Okay, please continue.
So first of all, this isn't the first time he's harassed my children when they're in their yard minding their business.
Okay.
And it is known in the neighborhood he's not a pleasant person. He's rude across the board. But what he's not mentioning to you is, as my children were playing and he yelled something horrible to them, I addressed it, because you don't address my kids directly. You address me, okay? So once
Let me guess, you're a teacher.
Absolutely.
I figured as much. Go ahead.
Figure that out. So once I addressed him, he said, you're threatening me, and pulled out pepper spray and pepper sprayed me and my children. That's the part he's leaving out.
Did you do that?
Your Honor, she is distorting the facts here. I was, as you can understand, when I saw the damage that was done to this vehicle, I was emotional. I was very upset.
I got that.
And I did say some things.
How you get to be emotional and we're the ones that were pepper sprayed? How does that happen? Tell me.
I'll explain it.
Okay.
So I was upset, and I said some things out of anger to those children. And then she said some unkind things to me and crossed onto my property, and there are stand your ground laws in this state.
Okay.
And threatened me.
Threatened you in what manner?
I can't remember her exact words, but she said something like, I will mess you up.
Okay.
And she was very threatening in her posture and in her words. And I felt the need to defend myself on my property.
And these children were there when that happened?
I was unaware of where the children were. I was concerned for my own well-being. I did not use a gun. I pulled out pepper spray.
Okay. Continue.
And I told her to go back to her property, or so I warned her. She continued to be aggressive and in my face. So in my defense, I sprayed at her, and apparently some of it in a cloud on the wind or whatever.
I was not on his
got
property.
to her
Let me
children.
address
And
that.
you didn't see these two people?
I did not.
Okay. Hold that thought. Children, you've heard the testimony of Mr. Hankerson. You've heard the testimony of your mom. I need y'all to tell me what happened.
So basically what happened was when me and my sister were just playing tag, going down the slide and that stuff, we didn't have a ball at all. We were just running around. We looked at his car, we saw a dent, so we didn't mind it at all. So then we just kept running around and saw him coming out. We just looked at him and then looked back and went back to play our game. And then he just started yelling at us for no reason.
Okay. And then what happened to the point where your mom had to get involved?
When he said some really mean things to us, my mom came out to try to defend us from him.
Mean things like what? What did he say? Do you
Like
remember?
profanity words.
Ah, profane. Okay. Ma'am?
Your Honors, he also said some racial slurs to us as well,
Okay.
which was very offending.
That is not true, Your
and
Honor.
then
I just want to say that.
Okay.
I did not use
so
racial
you
slurs.
Did not, so you
I
didn't
will
say,
own the profanity. I did not use racial slurs.
My child
Your
is
Honor.
not a liar, sir. She's
Okay,
not
hold
a liar.
on, hold on,
That's
ma'am.
not what I taught her.
Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. So here's what I got. You work on cars.
Yes, Your Honor.
You went into the home to answer a phone call.
Yeah, I went inside. I
So
was
because you
working.
wanted privacy.
Yes.
I don't understand if you're outside why you just couldn't answer your own phone, but
It's noisy with cars going by, so I just went
got you.
inside
Okay.
so I could.
So you went inside, you came out, you saw a dent that was caused by a ball,
Yes, the ball they were playing with.
and you said that it was caused by them. They say we didn't have a ball, but you also said that the dent, you didn't have a ball to actually gauge how the damage got to this vehicle. You didn't have a reference. You just said that looks like damage caused by a ball. You didn't actually have, and I'm trying to understand, because I'm familiar with a 1967 Mustang. I'm familiar with the sheets on those cars, and I'm trying to understand how hard a ball would have to be to cause a damage or a dent that a ball can actually. You understand where I'm going with this?
Your Honor, I'm as surprised as you were, but I promise you, when I came outside,
Was the ball made of? Were they playing with a ball made of stone or
maybe it was overinflated. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know exactly how that happened.
But we
when I
both
came out,
agree.
they were-
But we both agree that the ball that you said that you saw them with, you didn't actually take that and use that to gauge if that's what may or may not have caused the damage. Correct?
No, it never occurred to me to do that.
It
Your Honor.
also by your testimony, you also said that you were inside, so you didn't actually physically see how the damage occurred. Correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. But
Okay. Now, here's where the other part is. You're saying that you were on your property when you guys got into an argument. He's saying you're on your property. I'm assuming that you're kind of close to the property line when this argument took place.
Correct.
So we don't know which is where. You also said that you used profane language at the children. You did admit to that.
yes, Your Honor.
And you said that you didn't see the children when you pepper sprayed because you felt threatened. Let me ask you a question. Why didn't you just walk into the house and call the police?
I felt I had the right to defend myself and my property. They'd already damaged.
But here's the problem. From what I'm gathering, you guys were close to the property line for both of you. And from what I'm going to assume, when you're in the heat of battle, you don't know exactly where you are. I'm going to assume that you were on your property and you were on your property and you guys just got really, really close to each other. I'm assuming that's what happened.
Correct, because this isn't his first time. So I know where, because of this attitude in this person, I know exactly where to be and how to dot my I's and cross my T's.
How long have you guys been neighbors?
At least 5 years. But they have a reputation in the neighborhood for being rowdy, disruptive. They throw parties. The whole neighborhood complains about them all the time.
All right. Well,
Your Honor.
I don't have anything to back up to support that they have rowdiness at their residence, just like I don't have anything to support the part that you have a bad reputation in the neighborhood as being mean. My concern is this pepper spray incident.
And I do have the medical bills, sir.
Okay.
And pictures of my children's faces red. I had to rush them in the house.
You have bills and medical bills
And a
a picture.
Yes.
Can you bring that to Officer Santos? Can you grab that for me, if you don't
got it,
mind,
my
sir,
friend.
so I can see what she's talking
You
about?
got it, Your Honor. Oh, my.
And the documentation. Let me see.
Thank you. There you go, sir.
Thank you, sir. Oh my. Okay.
And they had to be rushed to urgent care.
Your Honor, none of this would have happened if they had respected my privacy, my property, and my right to defend myself.
But here's the problem, sir. You can't say with 100% certainty that they caused the damage to your vehicle.
Your Honor, I promise you, if you came out
Officer
of my
Santos,
house,
can you give that back to her? Thank you.
I got it.
if you saw the damage, the children were standing there looking guilty.
But you cannot tell me with absolute certainty that they caused the damage to your vehicle. You can't say that, can you?
I would put my hand on a Bible and swear to it.
You can't swear to something that you didn't see.
I did not see it, but I know it to be a fact.
That's not how facts work. Okay, this is not the alternative fact situation here. Either it is or it isn't. You didn't witness it. There's nobody in this courtroom that can say, I saw those children cause the damage to the vehicle. And to be honest, I don't even know how, if you would have had pictures, I'm sorry, I'm trying to envision a ball causing that type of damage that you're describing. You know, I just don't see that.
Your Honor.
But that's besides, yes, sir.
If you think about it, who in their right minds would think a kid could shoot that hard to dent a car? Who in their right mind would think a kid could dent a car with the ball?
That kid's going to law school one day, and he has a very good point.
I told him well.
But my concern is, I'm sorry that you guys are neighbors and you can't get along. That's very unfortunate. Okay, I'm from the school that neighbors have to look out for neighbors. That's just what I believe.
And he does not.
Well, he's saying that you do the same thing, that you don't look out for him. But my concern is this pepper spray. I don't see where you had legal ground to spray her with pepper spray just because you were in the middle of an argument.
She was threatening, very hostile, very aggressive physically.
No, that's not how stand your ground works in this state. If she's being aggressive, you know, you can always say, you know what, whatever. You don't have the right to elevate the force that's in front of you. You don't have that right. If there's a physical threat that's happening, that's one thing. But an argument where she says, I'm going to get you for this, that's not how that works.
And I didn't even say that, Your Honor. I said, don't ever address my kids directly, address me. And then he pulled out the pepper spray, yelling, trying to get the neighbors to come out. You're threatening me, and sprayed me and my children in the face. Didn't even threaten you.
Okay, and see, that's how I'm looking at this. This is an argument, and you sprayed her to get her out. So on that note, I am going to dismiss your request.
Your Honor, those children destroyed my car and I punished them because she wouldn't.
Okay, the court.
That's what happened. Someone has to discipline these children. So, yes,
I'm the one
hit
that
them with
disciplines
pepper
my
spray.
children, and they did nothing. I disciplined them.
Okay.
Ask any neighbor on the block, they don't have a problem with my children.
Ma'am.
Everybody got a problem with you.
Ma'am. Okay, it's not your position to discipline her children.
Someone
That's
has
her
to.
job. So your case for $30,000 has been dismissed. Your request for the $5,000 is going to be granted.
Thank you.
And as of right now, Officer Santos,
Yes, sir.
I need you to take Mr. Hankerson into custody.
Done deal. Turn around, buddy.
Mr. Hankerson.
Are you serious?
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Let's
You
not
are,
waste any time.
sir,
Come on.
you are under
Your
arrest.
Honor.
You are under arrest for battery. You sprayed those children, and you sprayed this lady.
I did her a favor.
Come on, buddy. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just relax. Just relax. It's not worth it. Come on.
Unbelievable.
Let's get out of here.
Well,
I don't know the relationship between yourself and Mr. Hankerson as far as what's going to be in the future, but if push comes to shove, if there becomes an incident and there's obviously bad history, I recommend rather than approaching him, you get in contact with the Mango Park Police Department and let them handle it and be the mediator.
thank you.
All right? All right. You guys have a good day.
Thank you, Judge Porter. I appreciate the ruling so much, and I will take your advice that if he harasses us again, I will definitely call Mango Park Police.
Thank you, Judge Porter.
Thank you, Judge Porter.
This is a complete injustice. I have every right to defend myself. I have every right to defend my property. And I have every right to defend my person. I was threatened. My property was damaged. And so I did what I think I had every right to do. And I did that woman a favor because her kids they need some discipline. And if she's not going to provide it, I'm happy to do it for her. I'd do it again.